All right, it's that time again. You already know what the drill is. It's Vegeta Almighty here with my illustrious co-host Jindrax. Say hello to the fine people out there in YouTube land.
What's up, boys and grills?
Boys and grills.
Boys and grills. Would you rather me say boys and berries?
No. Boys and grills, because there's so many different ways I want to take that, but I'm not going to. We're just going to move forward. So,
Oh, I know there's plenty of ways you want to take that.
if y'all shut up, I'll unplug your mic. I'll unplug your goddamn mic.
I'm
So,
being censored. Send the FCC.
I edit. Fuck you mean censored? I edit these. If I want to censor you, I'll just cut your whole fucking shit out.
Somebody call IXII.
Very funny. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman numerals for the win.
It was actually really funny. As a child, like, watching Hercules, you never
Yeah.
realize that's what the hell he means. And then as an adult, I watched
Just
it.
because you're a stupid fucking kid back then.
Right, and he's like, as an adult, I watch it, and he's like, call IXII, and I was like, that's fucking funny, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But you know what's really funny? What I love about fucking everyone being like, oh, they use Roman numerals, which is funny when they do it in regards to a story about the Greeks, which, if you know your history, the Roman numerals didn't get introduced until, their entire lives got fucked and the Romans took over. Because the Romans said, yeah, all your culture, we finna take that, and it was ours. It's ours now. And we finna tell you how it is. So, yeah, it's funny when you hear that.
Poor Greek bastard.
It reminds me of that song by Kanye, where he was like, keep it 300 like the Romans, you dense motherfucker. 300, the 300 was the Spartans, who were Greek, not Roman. At a point there wasn't a difference, but at that point in time there was.
Right.
But anyway, so long ass intros out the way. This is another episode we're recording in the summer of dual wield, big batch. So after the shit show that was the last episode, we still didn't really come up with a topic for today's episode, but I am going to try my absolute best to guide us in the right direction.
Fucking bullshit. We're going off the rails on a crazy train.
Eat my shorts.
You know what? Bite my shiny metal ass.
Up yours, meatbag. Anyway, so did you hear about this fucking thing with the Undertaker?
What thing?
They got him at some. I gotta go back and read more into it. But there was this. You guys don't come here for well researched episodes. You come here to hear us swear and say funny things.
Right.
So no, it was something where they're having him at some gathering or whatever, where he's gonna be signing shit. But it's like ridiculous. Like the prices that they're having him people pay to sign stuff with him, like $200 some just to sign a replica belt. He won't sign any trading cards from 1991.
What?
Yeah, he will not sign anything from that time period.
Didn't he debut in 92?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
He debuted at the 1992 SummerSlam.
Did he?
Yeah.
That might explain why he didn't.
Wait, was it SummerSlam or Survivor Series?
It was Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. It was.
I knew what you
1992 Survivor.
You know, I knew what you meant, so it just completely went over my head that you said SummerSlam. My brain just auto-corrected your words. How weird is that? There was something about that he won't sign anything from that time period. I don't know what the deal is with that, and I don't know if that's him
Or Vinnie Mac.
or it's the. Well, they have to have some sort of it's not a WWE event, I don't think.
No.
But I'm sure they have to have their permission to use him in any kind of way. So I want to say,
why it's $200.
see, that was what, because I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say this is not his call. This is just one of those things where he's getting a flat rate for being there, and whatever
And whatever they charge.
They charge is what they're getting. Yeah. Which is kind of shitty on two fronts if you think about it.
Well, yeah, that like if it's
because who's not going to want an autograph from The Undertaker? Also, they won't let him sign anything Hall of Fame 20 or it's like extra for him to sign Hall of Fame 2021 or 22. I mean, yeah, like they have to pay extra for him to sign that.
That's ridiculous.
It's absurd. But some sucker is going there's going to be a line.
A lot of people are going to do it just because they a lot of people like me have been waiting their entire lives just to see the Undertaker for the first time.
Yeah, and not kayfabe.
Yeah, especially even in not kayfabe, which is more rare.
Which has never been done really before.
Yeah, like him doing autographs. I mean, I don't know if I would say it's never been done. But
I'm pretty sure Taker hasn't done. I mean, maybe American Badass Taker.
Maybe.
But certainly not Dead Man Taker.
No.
Like post American Badass for sure. Even pre-American Badass was notorious for keeping kayfabe. Like,
oh yeah, like it used to be a backstage thing where people would literally
backstage on stage.
They
try to corpse him.
They would try to corpse him. They would try to make him break character, and a couple of people got him. It wasn't for very long.
Dude, JBL got him that one time because he had that shitty vacation. He was talking about going out with his RV, and he had like a really rough time. And then JBL is just like, you know what? You need to smile more. You need to go out. You need to go on a vacation. You need to go get you an RV and go out. And I almost got you. I almost got you. I know I got me. Because you see Taker kind of smirks a little bit. He was like, you motherfucker. I almost got you. I almost got you.
Although my favorite to date, this one isn't even Undertaker, but my favorite one to date that was an intentional break of character will be R-Truth.
Which
when
one?
He made Brock Lesnar break character and just
24/7, 7-Eleven, I-95. Fucking R-Truth is a national treasure.
Kentucky champion.
R-Truth is a national treasure.
Is officially undeclaring the Royal Rumble.
Ladies
you
and
may
gentlemen,
be a big man, but I will send you flying over the top rope, Paul Heyman.
I love it. My favorite thing from R-Truth was always,
my bad.
That's on me. That's on me. North Carolina, my bad.
Truth. Oh, dude, his interactions with the Miz.
Oh yeah, the Miz.
Truth. You're not even in the Money in the Bank match.
I'm not. No, you're not. That's on me. That's on me. Good luck to you, gentlemen. My bad.
Good luck to you.
Good luck to you. I ain't wishing you good luck. I don't like you. Oh man,
dude,
but
Ron Killings is
great.
He's a wonderful person.
He's great.
Probably my favorite comedy act. I think right behind him would probably be Santino Marella.
Oh yeah, I think Santino still beats him.
No, not after
the Brock thing, but I think had he been allowed to keep going, he would still be better than. Because you can't stop Baptista. Where's Punk? Did you try the Pepsi machine? Dude, Santino. Dude, look at me. I'm Rey Mastrio. Boyaka.
Dude, he goes in. Remember Santino at the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
He just marches down the ring.
Gets yeeted immediately.
He slides in, gets yeeted right out of the ropes as soon as he gets in, and then just marches away.
I got one better for you. You remember when he almost won the Royal Rumble against Alberto Del Rio at one time?
Sort of. Remind me, because that match is vague.
Because he, like, was completely not paying attention to Santino. And you see him just, like, tearing up, preparing the Cobra. And he hits him with the Cobra and starts losing it. He's like, and there's this little fucking cheer thing. And then he's like, throw him over the top rope, you idiot! And he goes in to throw him over the top rope. And Alberto Del Rio's like, yeah, that's enough. That's all you're getting. And then he yeets him over the top.
Damn. That's, yeah. It's oh my god.
Santino was great.
He's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Have you seen anything with this with Danhausen on AEW?
Not really. No.
You should definitely look it up.
I want to watch AEW, but there's no way to fucking really watch it.
Just go on YouTube and look up Danhausen.
I'm gonna watch it as it comes out, though. Is what I'm saying.
I want to watch it when it comes out too, but you know,
I've missed so much that I already wanted to see. Fucking Punk returning, that was enough for me to be like, yeah, fuck WWE.
Yeah, Punk's doing pretty good. The Hardys are over there.
Yeah,
like,
because
old Hardys. Darby Allin's doing really good.
WWE just doesn't care
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, so there's like a couple of things with AEW versus WWE. So WWE's roster isn't as stacked as AEW. So with the talent that they have, they should honestly be doing a lot better storyline wise. That's kind of their issue, is they keep writing themselves off, which we can dedicate,
Bring the mic up.
Oh, we can dedicate a whole section or we can dedicate a whole episode to the whole Naomi and Sasha Banks, walk off
debacle.
Oh yeah, that's just a whole thing that we can get into in a later episode when we know more of facts and we're not just spewing crap, because right now the things that I have to say about WWE are not friendly at all when comes down to it.
Did you hear what happened? This is something we'll have to go into more detail about later. Did you hear that Stephanie's leaving?
Yes, I did. I heard that Stephanie's going to be leaving at least temporarily.
What the fuck?
I have no idea.
Shane's out. Steph's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Paul is definitely not getting the keys to the castle anymore.
Yeah.
I think Nick Khan's is about to take over the company. And I think he's going to sell the WWE.
I don't know, man. I have a hard time thinking that.
WWE is about... I really feel WWE is about to go the way of its old nemesis, WCW. I think WWE is about to die. And that breaks my heart.
I don't know if WWE is necessarily going to die.
I hope not.
Just because they're taking some breaks away from the company doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to end up with the company. Because let's be honest.
I don't know, man.
Let's be honest. Vince is not going to sell the company that he worked his entire life in.
Vince is old enough to where it doesn't really matter what the fuck Vince wants anymore.
No.
Vince is on his last... Well, I don't know. That ornery old bastard probably lived to be 1,000.
Oh, dude, he still does training sessions with, new people and stuff.
I know he does. And I know he's in great shape. But dude's, almost 80 at this point.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm torn. Because here's the bottom line for me. I like Vince Mac.
Stone Cold said so. Sorry, go ahead.
The bottom line for me is I like Vinnie Mac as a person. I like him as a boss-type figure. Do I think...
As a businessman.
Yeah, as a businessman. I definitely have a lot of respect for him. Granted, he took what his father built and he made it even bigger. He made it huge. Of course, by disregarding what his father had said, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But I respect him as a businessman, I respect him as a person, and I respect him as a boss for the simple fact that Vince is one of those people where he lives true to the moniker. He is never going to ask you to do something that
He
he
wouldn't do.
himself would not do. And that holds true today. Like I said, he's still taking bumps. He's still helping train. He's still doing things, helping a lot with his current talent.
I'm not-
He's still a very, very hands-on boss. However, his decision-making abilities aren't always the best, which really sucks considering, he has I would imagine he has final say on everything. And the fact that creative can't get their shit together, and it's been like this for a hot minute. They have a few stories that are golden, and then they fuck them up, and then they have a few stories that just should have nothing to do in the first place, or that we've seen 20 million times, and that's unfortunately kind of the issue with professional wrestling.
There's no new ground to break, really, at this point.
Yeah, at this point, there's really not. You're going to see the same things over and over. You're going to hear the same promos over and over, delivered a million different ways because it's done by different people. But
we're so far removed from. Well, that's the thing, and
we have more
wrestling's scripts have such a quick expiration date.
Yeah,
where it comes like you and I have lived through the same programs how many times by now? At least 3 cycles of the same old crap.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
At least, and it was fine. And the thing I think, again, not to cut you off, but I think part of the issue is that it's been so done before that, and we're like you said, we're in an age now where the information is out there to see. Like when you and I were growing up, if you wanted to go back and watch a Harley Race match or a early era Hogan match, you would have to know somebody who had a tape,
right?
Or
go to go to a pawn shop because a lot of pawn shops had them.
But nowadays you can just type it in on YouTube and figure out, oh, this was the story of the stuff we grew up on.
Right.
Your Rock Austins, your early Triple H, stuff like that. But I think that it's just the product is so boiled. It's been flanderized too. That's another thing. If you really think about it, the product has been so flanderized.
Yeah.
That it's everything is just everything is so one note, and again, it's all recycled, and it's I feel like you said, there's really not, like we said, there's really not new ground to be broken in here, and it's just that everyone is too focused on the in-ring stuff now because, just because it's recycled doesn't mean it has to be bad.
Right.
But we're so caught up in that we're tired of seeing, everyone's oh, we're tired of seeing the same old tired storylines, whatever. Just because it's the same storyline does not mean we can't freshen it up, And my problem is, if you want to see guys compete physically in the ring against each other and you care about nothing else, go watch UFC. Wrestling has always been about telling a story.
Oh, absolutely.
It was never just about in-ring ability. Because, again, if you could outfight your opponent, you would just go to UFC.
Yeah.
It takes much more finesse than just beating the crap out of the other guy. You have to be able to tell stories. You have to be able to throw a promo together. If you can't throw a promo together, you need somebody with you who can. You need to be able to to suspend my disbelief and draw in crowds to want to see, the in-ring stuff is the consequence. It's the reaction. The promos and backstage stuff, that's the action. That's the stuff that that's what draws people in. We want to come see you wrestle because we want to see, if you're a heel, we want to see the shit get kicked out of you. Or if you're a face, we want to see you kick the shit out of the guy who's giving you trouble. That's what the dynamic, that's why I never understood why people think, oh, if we just focus on good in-ring work, that's all that matters. No. All this flippy-dippy shit is not why I watch wrestling. If I want to watch somebody do a bunch of flips, I'll go watch high diving. Like, that's not what
That's
I'm...
absolutely fair. Like,
Or Cirque du Soleil or something. That's not why I watched... That's not why I got into wrestling.
yeah.
I got into wrestling because of shit like Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass. You know? I got into wrestling because, you know, people like The Rock. I couldn't even give you any quotes of his because I can't pick just one. You know?
I think, honest to God, I think my favorite Rock quote is, I'm going to take this size 12 boot, I'm going to shine it up real nice, I'm going to turn that
sumbitch sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass!
Yeah.
If you smell... Look at the tongue, look at the tongue, look at the tongue! You know, so...
That is by far my favorite Rock one.
That is why I got into wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
The story!
Larger than life characters, the story, like... The ability, and yeah, it goes back, absolutely. You have to be able to cut a promo. And it's just like when it was John Cena and Roman Reigns, and John Cena's essentially trying to hand over the keys, and Roman Reigns just wants to use the same old tired bashing on him. You know,
he's frustrated.
You're a part-timer. You don't deserve this. Da, 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 da.
He's frustrated. He's like, dude.
Yeah, and Cena's like, you know why I'm here, bro? Do you really want to know why?
Yeah, he just got
because you can't do your job.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, and that was essentially that was it. You can't do your job, so I'm here because I apparently need to help you do your job, but I'm gonna fucking call you out in front of everybody. Like,
I'm being chilling anyway.
And that's the beautiful thing. That's I like that aspect of wrestling because it kind of morphed. I like it when it plays on that edge.
It blurred the lines.
Yeah.
And as much as Jim Cornette hates that crap, I think it's important for the simple fact of it suspends your disbelief.
It works. It works on a different level because you know, even though it's a suspension, even though it's a fourth wall break, nine times out of 10, because there's always that one person that'll go rogue.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10,
it's a work shoot.
Yeah, it's a work shoot.
Yeah, it's a work shoot.
It's a scripted fourth wall break.
For sure.
You know, and just like when CM Punk was talking to Triple H.
Yeah.
And the ring, like, and this isn't CM Punk talking to Triple H. This is Phil Brooks talking to Paul Levesque.
Yeah, I love that. Here's
like just straight name dropping, like, bro.
Breaking the fourth wall again. Hi, Cole Cabana. The pipe bomb, man. The pipe bomb is a perfect example. The pipe bomb is a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
So many people talk about the pipe bomb.
The pipe bomb, and for good reason though. But the pipe bomb is a perfect example of what I'm trying to say, and it's a perfect example of not getting the point. The pipe bomb worked. The pipe bomb reinvigorated the industry as a whole because it brought attention back to storytelling. Punk is good at that shit. Yes, Punk is good in the ring, but Punk also is a great storyteller. And that is what is the key to his success. Can we be brutally honest for a second?
Yeah, let's do it.
As much as I love my Attitude Era, and as much as I love, oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin, son, what? And as much as I love the most electrifying man of all of entertainment, The Rock, they are both subpar wrestlers. As far as in-ring stuff is concerned.
But that was the thing. They didn't
need to be, bro. That's
it's like John Cena. John Cena, as far as in-ring ability, he had a couple of innovative things, but there was even a whole thing. He is 5-move Cena.
You can't wrestle. He doesn't need to.
Exactly. He can't. He may not wrestle the best, but one, he's super strong. So he always made his opponents feel safe. Even Big Show. Big Show is asked, you know, who do you feel is the safest, or who did you feel the most comfortable?
Yeah, the strongest guy, Cena.
Who's the strong guy? Cena. Absolutely, hands down. He's like, I just lost my train of thought for a second. He's like, when anybody else comes up, you know, you're shaking a little bit and stuff. I'm a big guy, but Cena, dude, I could just take a nap on his shoulders.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. So, and that's just one of those things. It's like, and as much as at that time I was not a big fan of Cena's character, I blame the writing for that. I never blame John.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, the whole "you can't wrestle" does not matter. Jeff Hardy. You ready for a hot take?
Oh, bro, don't do it.
You ready for a hot take?
You're gonna get us canceled.
I don't know. You ready for a hot take?
You're gonna get us
Jeff
canceled.
Hardy. First of all, Matt Hardy, when he went to TNA, was where he needed to be. Matt Hardy is like shit compared to Jeff. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never got into the whole broken Matt Hardy thing. I never got into any of that crap, But I will say, Jeff was always the more interesting person. But with that being said, Jeff Hardy, the charismatic enigma, if he was a little bit more charismatic, he wouldn't be an indie darling or internet darling, because he wouldn't do the swanton. He wouldn't do all the death-defying shit off the top rope and all that stuff, because he wouldn't need to. Here is you guys, are you ready for another hot take? This is one that you already know, you already know my opinion on this fucking individual.
Oh no.
Bryan Danielson is the most milquetoast, Wonder Bread, unsalted top saltine cracker I have ever, most vanilla, bland fucking performer I have seen in anything. Give me a mop, and I will much rather watch it perform in the ring. Some dude in Japan had a match against himself, an invisible opponent, and that was a more interesting opponent. The invisible guy that wasn't real. Bryan Danielson is the most boring wrestler I've ever had the displeasure of watching. He's not interesting in the ring. He's a high flyer, okay. What does he do?
He's not even that much of a high flyer.
He's not.
He's a submission expert.
Because he's injury prone. And he injured himself again just recently, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bryan Danielson, I was scrolling and I said,
His leg
Bryan
got
Danielson,
caught between the ring and the steps or something.
dipshit, injured himself again, and he knows he's injury prone. Bryan Danielson injured. No shit. only now? It took this long.
Well, see, that's the thing though. So, like back in his indie days when he was trying to get started, I've actually went back and watched a lot of his matches, and they were really, really good matches, and he wasn't nearly as injury prone.
That's great.
But fuck you.
I'm sorry. Did you say something? I'm bored.
Dick.
Dude, what does he do? Start naming off what he does in the ring.
Like I said, excuse me. He's a submission expert. So
okay, what's like
he does? His main move obviously is the LaBelle lock, or
a poor man's crippler crossface. Okay,
yeah, essentially. Actually, I think the LaBelle lock came first.
Whatever.
Like crippler crossface is like an offshoot of the LaBelle lock.
Still, that's what I can think. And what is one of his other signature moves, though?
The running knee. Mm-hmm. He does the running high knee.
That boring ass shit that every
headbutt dive.
Headbutt. Oh, that's interesting. Let's talk about that, shall we?
I swear to God.
Let's talk about so the LaBelle lock, which is kind of like a crossface, and then the flying headbutt. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Okay, anyway, what's
hang on,
one of his?
You mean like so many other wrestlers have used?
We're getting there. We're getting there. What's one of his most defining matches in his career? In WWE, at least. Let's put it that way.
I don't remember who the opponent was, but probably the most memorable match is when he finally won the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania? Oh, he finally won his world title at WrestleMania. Correct me if I'm wrong. Help me understand. What kind of match type was it? Do you remember?
I don't.
I could have swore it was a triple threat against two former teammates turned enemies, Randy Orton and Batista. And I could have swore he won with his submission maneuver in the center of the ring. Why is this ringing a bell to me? Why does this sound familiar? Chris Benoit too. No, but anyway, despite the parallels,
Great, now WWE is going to cancel us.
they can eat my whole ass. But look, I'm sorry. He was. First of all, he's recycled as fuck in that regard.
Hold up, before we continue, I just want to say I am not defending him. I'm not saying he's one of my favorite superstars by any means. He is for a lot of people.
Jen does not have the level of hatred that I do for Brian Daniel.
Not.
This Brian Danielson hatred is not views that are shared by the podcast as a whole. Just me. So I despise him. I don't hate him as a person. I just do think he should be working at a gas station somewhere as opposed to a wrestling ring. A dude should be stocking fucking a grocery store somewhere. Or like that should have been the peak of his he should be a telemarketer. I'm your Huckleberry. Anyway, a dude should be working at a call center somewhere. That should have been the extent of his success in life. He's boring as hell in the ring because he wrestles like a recycled, scuffed Chris Benoit. Mm-hmm. Which, okay, people like Chris Benoit. That's fine. Whatever. We're not going to get into the subject of Chris Benoit today. No. That's another story for another time. But he looks like shit. I'm sorry. Everyone, Vince McMahon loves big sweaty men. Why doesn't it's so stupid? Why doesn't he let some of the smaller guys? Because the smaller guys don't look intimidating. Again, I got into wrestling for the larger than life personalities. A guy who looks like I used to bully in high school is not going to be somebody I look up to as world champion. Also, I didn't bully anybody in high school. I was bullied in high school. I just wanted to point that out.
By that same vein, though, you'd be saying that CM Punk didn't deserve to be champion.
Again, I'm getting there. A guy who looks like he was bullied in high school and is still bullied now is not ready-made. Anyway, back to talking. He looks like he was bullied in high school. Looks like he's bullied now, and he's boring. Like, I'm vegan. I'm better than you. Shut up. Punk is at least entertaining.
That was a horrible angle. Although I will say
that's his character. What do you mean an angle? That's his personality.
So I will say this though, when he decides to do heel. It works, clearly.
It's boring.
Alright, yeah. To some people it's boring, but clearly it works, because you have a fucking infurious hatred towards this man.
I don't hate the man, I hate the character. I hate the fact that
you get what I mean. Yeah. Like, I know you're not assaulting Bryan Danielson himself.
Like, I don't want him to die, I just want him to go back to Food Lion, where he belongs.
On that note,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Brian. I tried, man.
I'm sorry. Look, dude, you're probably a nice person. As they used to say to ugly people and back in high school, you probably have a great personality. With that being said, please, when you're laid up in the hospital right now, please don't go back to wrestling. For your sake, for your ladies' sake, and for your children's sake, even like the future ones, just please stop wrestling. I'm sure they would love to have you at Kroger. With that being said, we're going to wrap this one up. Next week's episode is going to be a short one. And of course, like I said, as per usual, I always say that. But also, as I said, I'm going on vacation soon. So this next one's going to be a short one to kind of finish us up, so you guys can have something to be held over next week. I think I may have broken my colleague here. We're gonna wrap this episode up. Jen, do you have any closing thoughts you want to say there?
Oh my god!
All right, out of the mouth of babes. This has been Vegeta Almighty.
You're so sweet.
Yeah, you're a babe, all right. Anyway. This has been Vegeta Almighty and Jen Drax for Dual Wield Wednesdays. I hope you all enjoyed I hope you all continue to enjoy the summer of Dual Wheel, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Take it easy, y'all.